What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 24 of the Offshore Gamescast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Dylan.
Dylan, plug some stuff.
I will.
Dylan.
I'm plugging. 2 weeks from today, 2 weeks from this episode coming out, is our Game of the Year season finale. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Now, if you wanted a way to help us out, to help the show grow completely free, just tell your friends about the Offshore Gamescast, about Game of the Year coming up. It's going to be a pretty big episode. And we plan on Season 2 a couple weeks after. We have some big plans for Season 2. A lot of expansion, a lot of new stuff.
Some DLC.
So, free DLC. But yeah, just spread the word. It's a great way to help us out. Or like leave a review, leave a rating. That stuff, it helps more than you would think. So that's it. That's it. Now let's talk about some video games, because that's the boring stuff, the plugging. You're here for the video games.
And I choose to go first this week.
Okay, you go first this week, Dave.
All right, now that my decision has been made. All right. I finished, finally, after weeks of not touching it, The Artful Escape.
You did.
Which has a lot of nominations for Game Awards, which surprised me. But you got to throw one indie game into the mix.
Yeah, I noticed that it does kind of feel like a random one to be getting.
It does, but like it is really good, and it has a wonderful message to it, which is nice. I think it was about halfway through when I left off last, so I just kind of went and just blew through the second half, which again really wasn't. It was only like an hour and a half, but it's all leading up to like this big end performance and show that is like really for the character itself in game to be like, all right, like I've done it. This is it. This is me. This is who I am. Because it's a wonderful story of, self-growth and finding out who you are, especially when the deck that you've been given and the hand that you've been drawn is so closely tied to what everyone else wants from you.
Yeah, because you're what is it? Your dad or your uncle?
Your
like
uncle.
This, real famous musician, and you're like expected to follow their footsteps.
Pretty much, but you know that that's not who you are or what you want. So it's this wonderful 3-hour journey of just, finding out who you are, which is really nice. It is a really good game, and that the music, especially when like you're sitting there and you get these full on like maybe 6-7 minute long performances, as you say.
Is that when you're like kind of floating across the screen and you can just kind of hit random chords or something?
So those are mainly in like the so-called fights. In this, you basically just hold down X and are just either sliding. You're perpetually going left to right. You can turn around, but for the most part, it's like a walking platformer where you're going to be going down like hills, and then you'll go off a jump, and you'll have to like do some other jumps on platforms to like continue going. But it's pretty much just you're walking from left to right. Yeah. While holding X and just blasting out metal and like 80s synth rock or whatever.
Yeah, it seems like it's much more about just like the narrative journey than actually.
Yeah, but it's like still got like dialogue options, and like it does. You're not just going to be sitting there watching the entire time. You are making some choices, which definitely.
Like impactful choices?
Not necessarily impactful, maybe for like the player, but as the choices grow with the character. So it's like towards the end, you'll still have some of those where it's like, are you really sure? Are you sure you think you know who you are? And then there are the answers. It's like, I definitely know, like, this is me. Like, more concrete answers of like, yeah, I'm straight up. I am.
Is that what he starts going by?
Well,
once he discovers who he is.
When you decide like what your true name is, because at one point in the game you like make your outfit and your like your name, what you're gonna be, like your stage name, but obviously they can't say your name because you can just type it in. So every time your name gets brought up, it's just like a quick riff.
Oh, really? That's kind of cool.
It is cool. I think I'd give it like a 7 though. Overall, nice game, good game.
You think it has like a top 10 contention for you?
It did.
Right, because you kind of do it as you go, right?
And then I played another game.
Well, we'll get to that. I finished a game, Echo Generation.
That's a good game.
It is a good game. I definitely think towards the end of the game, it doesn't. It gets a little too frustrating.
Like I said, in classic adventure game fashion, I had that walkthrough just with me.
I really didn't want to, and then I got to the point where I was like, I have no fucking idea what I'm supposed to do. I need to look it up. I don't know what to do.
I don't have the time or the patience to go click every single thing with every object I just picked up.
Yeah, and that was the thing. It was like, I'm not going to... I don't want to like go into like the specifics of what I couldn't figure out, because I don't want to just like tell people how to do it. But we talked a little bit about it, not on the podcast, and it just... There were a couple of things. It was like, how the hell was I supposed to really figure that out unless I'm literally
trying every exhaustible option?
Yeah, which at that point becomes a lot less fun to me.
Well, yeah.
So I think a little more direction towards the end would have been good. I felt okay before then, like I was managing, even though there were some things that I was also like, oh, I had to do this the whole time, and I've been running around wasting my time.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. It's classic adventure game fashion.
In better or worse, a good way.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's not hiding the fact of like what it is.
No.
It is that type of game. And the story was kind of like, I wasn't really there for the story necessarily. Mm-hmm. It was more for like, it's weird because it's not like the story, but it is kind of narrative, just like the world, or like the general, like the dialogue, but not actually the story events. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like
the plot.
Yeah, the plot, like the actual main story, was kind of okay.
It works. It's the structure needed to support the rest of it.
Yes, exactly. It's not gonna blow your mind. It's not like, but it's also not like there's nothing offensive or bad about it.
Yeah,
it's just like, that's happening, and yeah, everything else. It's that was a fun game.
It is. It was something. So it was fresh, but also like familiar.
Yeah, it was, and I also think this game kind of needed fast travel.
Yeah, towards the end, definitely.
Yeah, you can open up some shortcuts that help, but really.
And I don't think the grind is needed in the beginning.
No. That So I didn't play it for a couple weeks, and then I jumped back in, and I was getting my butt kicked, and I was getting like, Mm-hmm. But then I kind of got back in the swing of things. Like towards the end, it's really it weirdly almost kind of felt easier.
What did you do every time you like leveled up? Where did you put your skills? Your points?
So in classic me fashion, I tried to keep everything as even as possible.
Okay.
So I would go like, so you get the what is it? Health, attack, and then skill points.
Yeah.
So I would go like, one level, health. The next one, attack. The next one, skill points. And then just cycle that every time I leveled up.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do?
I was mainly balancing between health and attack to keep those equal, and then occasionally throwing in a skill point here and there.
Yeah, even though I had a decent amount of skill points at the end, it was still like, you could go through those real quickly.
Absolutely. When I realized that the skill points benefited every single character and not just like their own, I was like, oh, then I'm just only going to go for health and attack, because I only really use this like the special attacks on this one character because it does the most damage. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to keep doing that and just save all the points for them.
What companion did you use?
It was me, my sister, and Meowsy the entire game.
I fiddled around with some of the other ones, but really,
when you said that when you get the other companions that they're base level 1 and then you would have to just like grow with them, I was just like, I'm not wasting time.
So that really it discourages you from actually like trying out all the different companions, because some of those were definitely like, I believe the raccoon and the robot were much more offensive based.
Yeah, which who the fuck was going to tell you that you even needed the companions for some of these situations?
It was always the robot, and just randomly.
Yeah.
Like twice. Like you needed them.
Yeah, twice.
But But overall, yeah, fun. I keep bringing up some negatives here, and I'm not trying to harp on it too much. It's kind of nitpicky because I did really enjoy Echo Generation. I found the beginning of the game much more enjoyable because when you're in that small town,
yeah,
and then even like when you go downtown, it was much more like, all right, I talked to this person, I know what they need. I found that item from this other person, which then, or if like I found another item from another person, which I used somewhere else to get that item that original person needed. It felt like a nice like compact area of like, I know what to do next.
When it started to open up more and you had to go from like one region to a complete other one to do something, I was like, this is where I needed the walkthrough because there's no way I would have just casually thought of that.
Yeah, it became a little too much of that. And also I think fast travel would have been beneficial.
Yeah.
If you could just jump from like section to section real quickly. Yeah, again, not trying to harp on it too much. These are just kind of nitpicks, but I hope we see more like classic adventure games like this.
True.
Because we don't get them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of fun. That was Echo Generation.
I don't know how much I could talk about this one, but I finished Guardians.
Ooh, yeah, I still haven't played anymore. I'm gonna have it done for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
But
that was like the main one that was on my docket. Like I was already most of the way through it. So I was like, all right, I'll just do this and then I'll focus on the other games.
What I don't want to ask any detail because it's a very narrative driven game.
Yeah.
Are you satisfied with the story?
Yeah.
Like the main story where it went and everything?
Yeah.
The decisions like made an impact?
I don't know how like much of that I could tell. I couldn't tell if it was one of those where like the impacts changed as you played, or like if I made another one early in game and like those decisions that way. Yeah. Because like I said, the certain decisions that they give you, you really can't tell too easily what's going to be impactful and what's just like a in the moment decision.
Okay, so you know, so it doesn't necessarily like it's never clear like you did this thing 3 hours ago and now we're fucked.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay,
but I like where the story went. I'd say I want to say like Spider-Man PS4 is separate from this because both Marvel's Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy is like a Square Enix thing.
Oh, like because they said like Wolverine was going to take place in the Spider-Man.
True. Yeah. So like I'd count that separate. So like out of like it's confusing because you have the Spider-Man PS4 Marvel game, which is separate from Marvel's Avengers that has its own Spider-Man, but then also Guardians of the Galaxy is separate from that.
Yeah, I don't.
But I'm definitely counting Spider-Man separate. But
I don't think they take place in the same like.
But saying that between those Guardians is a much better game than Avengers.
Oh, than Avengers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like if you looked at back like side to side Marvel's Avengers and Guardians, they did not try with Avengers. They literally said, "All right, shareholders need something. Shareholders need money." And then Guardians, they were like, "Hey, I wake up and I go to work and I actually care a bit."
Yeah.
That's what I see.
All right. Well, I'm excited to get to that. Dude, maybe after Game of the Year calms down, do you see like a drop in the anchor type deal or?
I don't know because like I said, like how we did with Road 96, I didn't like. I wasn't keeping up writing down all my decisions.
That's true, yeah, because we kind of knew going into Road 96 like what we were going to be doing with that.
Yeah, but it is a really wonderful game, and like I said, the level of interaction is like the biggest component. Mm-hmm. It's great. I would give it an 8.
That's a good score. I'm excited to get. It's been a little bit since I touched that. I gotta get back to it.
I know. I have 4 games that I am going back to and like working on them, and they're good games. I just don't have the motivation, and my attention is elsewhere. So it's like knowing that these are the 4 games that I'm going to be playing for the next 2 weeks is like, oh my god.
Yeah, it there's not really. I mean, I know that the Pokemon games are coming out.
Yeah,
like very soon, or are they out?
No, that 19th.
Okay, so very soon.
I've been checking my emails every goddamn day to see if my fucking tracking stuff.
Did you get it through Amazon?
No, I got it through Pokemon Center because they had I got the dual pack that comes with like the 3 keychain plushes.
Do you know if that's supposed to be delivered release day?
Don't know. But again, it's not like, oh, whatever, man.
Yeah. It's like I know there's that, but like right now it feels like it's a lot of just like cleaning up.
I'm feeling I'm cleaning up.
And if I could pause time, there would be a lot of games I want to finish, and I'm in the middle of 7 right now. And I think I'm going to have to really, because there's 2 weeks left.
I know.
I think I'm going to have to focus that down to 3 or 4 games and focus on those and then go back to the other ones once I can. And I think those games for me are Lost and Random, which I'm close to the end, Lost Judgment, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Inscription.
I got Resident Evil 4 VR, Eastward.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. Psychonauts 2, and there's the one I told you about before that I haven't really started, but I wanna play because it's only like 2.5 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
yeah.
I wish these releases were more spread out throughout the year. Like, obviously they're not gonna all come together and do that.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that this like all happened at once towards like, it was like what, September it started, and then it just like hasn't stopped.
Yeah. It sucks.
Yeah. Want to pause time.
And it's like the way my attention works, I'm already like focused on what new is coming out. And it's been so long since I touched these games. It's like I like these games. I just don't care right now. I love Eastward to death, and it's like I could talk about it. I just got to like chapter 6, so I just finished chapter 5.
Oh, did you got through the part you were struggling with?
I did, and
okay.
But like I literally put like 20 minutes, and I finished chapter 5, and I started chapter 6, and that was it. Really didn't do anything.
It's tough. It kind of sucks because like I want to give everything that I played this year a fair shaking game of the year, but it's also like we only have so much time.
We'll be smarter with it next year.
We'll try. I mean, I don't even know how could we be?
We quit our jobs, and this
right.
works.
You know, you're right.
We quit our full-time jobs. This works and becomes our full-time job, and then we can just sit and play games all day.
Listen, if you want this,
if you want more content,
if you want a better game of the year next year,
we'll give you so much content. If you let us quit our jobs,
you just gotta give us money, which you have no way of doing right now.
No.
So really what you can do is tell your fucking friends. That was a little aggressive.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm sorry.
Please,
I'm sorry.
Please feel free if you're if it comes up in conversation and you're like, "Oh, hey, by the way." But like, you don't have to do what you don't want to do.
That's a little too nice.
Look, man.
I think we got to meet in the middle and be like, please, if you fucking get the chance, do it.
I don't know. I don't want to pressure anybody. I don't want to pressure anybody like that.
I want to.
Hey, how about this?
Nothing but pressure.
Let's do good cop, bad cop. All right, guys. I'll be good cop because I'm a good guy.
And I'm a bad guy.
And hey, look, we love what we do here, and we love to do more for you, but we can't really do that under our current operations. So if you're feeling crazy, if you like it just happens to come up and it just works, tell your friends.
Fucking tell them.
Oh, hold on. We got bad cop coming in.
You fucking tell them right now. You have no other choice.
Only
if you don't tell them.
Only tell them right now.
Bad things will happen.
Only tell them right now if like they're right next to you and like they're asking you.
Go track them down.
And they're like, "Hey, have you listened? Is there by any chance that you've been listening to a new gaming podcast that just is, it's the kind that that I would like? Any chance that that's a thing?" And then you go, I just, this feels like destiny. I have been listening to a brand new gaming podcast.
You fucking
actually
track them down, lock them in a room with multiple devices, and play all of our episodes at once for them. And then they're caught up and ready to just go.
But I mean, hey, that's up to you.
It's not up to you. It's up to me, and you're going to do it.
You're your own person. You make your own decisions.
bitch.
All right, have a nice one, bud.
we're good cop, bad cop, and then we're just like letting them go.
Well, yeah. What do you mean? Well, what'd they do wrong?
Well, it depends if they told their friends or not.
So you don't even have any proof. Why did we bring them in? You can have a nice day, bud.
They're still just sitting there. We haven't uncuffed them.
Yeah, we haven't. We're just you go and leave now. You can go now. Just talk to them up front.
We walk out of the room.
Yeah.
I finished another game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Finally, I knew that.
Yeah. It's just been so much. It's just a new thing comes out, so I'm like, I'm gonna focus on this so I can talk about it.
Yeah, you can't. You can't be doing that. You gotta do it better than that.
Well, like we were saying, if we could quit our jobs.
Yeah.
I got every collectible, every single one.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't do that shit.
Maybe. All right. I got everyone that you can. That is like marked on your map. Did you see? Did you find any like teddy bears? I didn't see any until like towards the pretty end of the game, and I found 2 of them. And you just squeeze them, and then they disappear, and it's like, you collected this something bear. It was like called something.
That's not ringing any bells.
I found like 2 of them, and they seem to do nothing. So I don't know if it's like they're really hidden, kind of like the bobbleheads in Resident Evil, or no, not Resident Evil. Fallout. Yes.
I don't know if those are hidden though.
Aren't a lot of them hidden?
Bobbleheads in
Resident
Fallout
Evil,
are precariously placed.
Or maybe more
precarious isn't the right
maybe
word.
more like the like bobblehead goats in Resident Evil Village.
You're getting closer.
I'm getting closer now.
Those are precariously placed. That's on just like some roof and shit.
But I really liked all the stuff with the gold bolts. Because each one you got, like, it unlocked a new skin, or some of them were kind of like, all right, you can use this new filter in photo mode or something, which I was just kind of like, that's not what I want. Yeah. Then other times it's like, hey, you can make Ratchet's wrench into a pirate sword now.
That's
like,
cool.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't do that.
And then once you get all the gold bolts, you can turn all your guns into gold. Like, they're all golden now. Just like, it was a lot of cool stuff like that. And then towards the end, they became cheats more than anything. You could get infinite health and infinite ammo.
Yeah.
You can get tiny head or big head, which looked ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I really liked the way that was handled. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I don't know if past Ratchet and Clank games are already doing this, because I'm not exactly a Ratchet and Clank expert.
Since it's been months, can we talk about how cool the other Nefarious is? He's really cool.
Dr. Nefarious, like the original Nefarious, is very like cartoony, wacky villain that's always like, nah. Mm-hmm. And then there's Emperor Nefarious, who's just like pure evil and just like wants to fucking kill you.
But he's like really cool about it.
And also makes Dr. Nefarious his bitch.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's I definitely found Dr. Nefarious to be more of like an actual villain than, or no, Emperor Nefarious to be more of MP. I found MP to be a little bit more of a villain than Doctor, who was just kind of wacky.
Yeah.
There's my thoughts on the game are kind of weird, because like I didn't necessarily love it. I'm not like crazy about it, but at no point throughout this game did I ever get bored. Like, it becomes pretty combat heavy.
Yeah.
And like every single combat scenario, just like switching between all the weapons that I had and leveled up and really liked, it was just always fun to me. Like, it was never like, oh, here's this next fight. Or like, I did all the arena battles and everything. It was never like, there's another. It was like, yeah, there's another. Let's do it.
Yeah, it wasn't like that for me. I just kind of... Is that you?
What? Did I do something?
I don't know. You fucking with some shit?
Yeah, I'm messing with the table.
Yeah, I heard that.
Was it like that?
No, I just didn't know what the fuck it was. It sounded like a creator.
I don't think there's a crater down here. It better not be.
Yeah, I just played the game. I just went to the next level because I thought it was all right.
Another thing, kind of the last thing that I was really impressed by was
the credits.
I saw those credits. I was impressed. No, the visuals all around. This is like a really good looking game.
It is. Did you keep looking at the reflections off his chrome dome?
I didn't.
How could you not?
But I was doing a lot of
looking at Rivet's ass. Should have been looking at Clank's ass.
Who said I wasn't?
That shit shines. Twinkle in my eye.
There's a lot of Did you use that one gun that was? I don't remember a lot of the gun names because they're kind of out there. But the like heavy laser, they would like charge up and they'd be like.
It didn't seem that powerful.
I liked that one a lot.
I liked it too. I used it for like bosses, and it did like a few percent, and I was like, eh.
That one visually kept me impressed. Like every time I saw it.
Yeah.
Just because it was a very like bright kind of flashy attack.
Yeah.
And like at no point did the game start to stutter and like these crazy explosions, like bolts are going out everywhere. And like that every time I fired the weapon, it was like, yeah, this is cool. I like this.
It's the fur for me. Looking at like the ears and the tails.
It's the ass. It's the furry ass.
When you get deep in the crack of these fucking marsupials and you see those tufts of fur, fucking color me surprised.
And I can't really go into the details of the ending with the main story, but I kind of like the setup for the next one.
Yeah.
I'm interested in like that side of things. A lot of the main story here was just kind of like a lot of lore. Again, was kind of interesting, but not like.
Yeah, they were talking about stuff. They were like, "Remember this?" And I was like, "I'm new here."
So yeah, a lot of the different characters and like their different versions.
Even like the Dimensionator, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a thing in past games.
They made it seem like it. They were like, "Remember when this broke? We fixed it. Now it's broken again. Now let's spend the entire game fixing it."
It broke in the beginning of the game.
Well, yeah, but apparently it was even broke before the game. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. But I like where it's going for a sequel. What they set up.
I'll play it as long as it's not $70.
No, I still $70 for this game. Like this was like I'm not trying to knock the work that was put into it or anything. I'm sure it was an expensive game to make.
Yeah.
But the $50 mark, that felt right.
Yeah.
Like that's about what we paid for it, and I think if it came out as like a $50 game, yeah.
Yeah, and then Miles Morales should have been like 40.
What was that? Was that 50? Was that 60?
No, I think it was 50. Unless they were doing like 50 for... No, I think it was just 50.
I was happy with that. I liked Miles Morales a lot.
I was, but I didn't get the same feeling to like 100% it like PS4 did. They also made it a little more frustrating because it was just repeated content and
yeah, there was some of that.
And the fact that you have to beat it on the hard difficulties to platinum it.
Oh, yeah, I didn't I did like all the map activities, but
I didn't even do
that.
Platinum they got too repetitive for me.
You want to talk about your last game?
Right. I started a new game. Unpacking.
Oh, you started it.
I did, because apparently it's just on Game Pass. So I don't have to spend the $20.
That's even better.
And I started it, and let me say, it is not the game that I thought it to be.
What do you mean?
So you just by looking at the gameplay, you know what kind of game it is, but I didn't realize that you were unpacking someone else's life.
Oh yeah, it's like you're movers. That's
yeah, but like that doesn't make any sense.
Unless aren't you like little animal movers?
What?
Every time wait, hold on. Let me look at this.
Are you talking about moving out?
That's the game I thought of every time this game came up.
Yeah, I don't think you're thinking of.
If
you're thinking of a couch co-op party game where it's top down.
Yes, I was. I'm looking at Unpacking now. They showed this in like a highlight reel at one of the events, right?
Probably.
Okay. Yes, I was thinking of moving out or whatever. Yeah. Not unpacking.
Gotcha.
Whoops.
Do you know what unpacking is?
Yeah, now that I saw those pictures, I remember seeing that short clip in a highlight reel from one of the events.
All right, let's start this one over. So I started a new game. It was unpacking. Oh, you started unpacking? Yes, I did. It's not what I thought it was. Let's talk about it.
All right, let's talk about it.
So you're unpacking this lady's life, which that's not what I thought was happening. I thought this was you unpacking.
Why are you unpacking this random lady's life?
So you, the player, are unpacking the in-game character, the lady, which you don't get to see yet. And she's got her boxes, and it starts off in like a childhood bedroom. The next level, you're in your first apartment, and there's like more than one room. You can go to the bathroom and the kitchen, and then you move into a smaller or a bigger apartment and or a small house. I haven't figured out what it was. And then there's more rooms, and it's like showing like the narrative and the storytelling is being done through the person's like landmark stages in life. And like the story's being told through their possessions and like what they have, I'm assuming.
Okay.
So like you start off, it's like you're unpacking shit for your childhood bedroom, and then you bring some of that, and there's some new stuff for like this. You see like you get like the old like big box computer for like your first apartment. It's like 2004. Then you move up to 2007 in the big house.
Oh, so it's literally like as it's like.
Yeah, so the game starts in like 1997, I think, and you're in your childhood bedroom, and then in 2004 is the next level. You're in your first apartment.
Okay, got it.
So you're doing that, but you there's like common sense places to put items. So like, hey, books should go on the shelf. Okay, but you can't just like put things wherever you want. Because initially, like I said, I thought this was like, hey, I'm going to unpack this and I'm going to put things where I want to put them.
That's, if I remember right, that's kind of the vibe I had as well.
But there's limitations. And I figured that out because at the end of a level, you can't progress if an item is not in the right spot.
Oh, there's like a designated spot and it has to go there.
Not like a designated spot, like not like a straight up, like this has to go on this spot of the table, but like this has to go on the table. So like there was a handheld Game Boy or whatever. Mm-hmm. And when I first started the game, I thought like, oh, what would I do? So I put it on the bed. Because I want it on the bed. Because maybe I'm gonna go sit in bed and play it.
Oh yeah.
Went to go finish the level. It wouldn't let me.
That Game
Boy was little highlighted red around it,
Uh-oh.
and I couldn't leave my childhood bedroom and go to my first apartment if I had the fucking Game Boy on the bed. So I had to either put that on like my desk or on my shelves, and then I was okay to grow up.
All right, now what kid is actually putting their handheld game device like away and not just like leave it on the bed so you can later get back in bed and keep playing it? Like,
right?
Who's doing that?
Like it was more so like, hey, put these in whatever order you want, but you can't just put them anywhere. You can't take something from the kitchen and put it in the bathroom. If it belongs in the kitchen, it goes in the kitchen. And it not only is it in the kitchen, it belongs in the cabinet. You put it in the goddamn cabinet.
I would have thought that like
you would have a lot more freedom.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily to the point of like, kitchen items you can put them in the bathroom. I still would have thought like, all right, you're in the kitchen. Here's the kitchen set. Decorate as you will, or like organize as you will.
Right?
That's the vibe I had.
But that's why I'm saying, like, I don't know. I would say, like, what, I'm an hour in.
It's not long, right?
It's like 3 hours.
Okay.
I don't know what else this game has to offer me unless, like, either something crazy dramatic happens in the story or, like, they give me something else to do besides just putting things away.
Is the story, like, doing anything for you?
But that's the thing, because there is no story. The story's being told by you just going to different locations and continuing to unpack the same items, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, because it's like I don't have all the same things I had as a kid as I do in my larger apartment and or smaller house. I have new items now in addition.
But are you at least getting like some kind of dialogue or
Nope.
something? No, really?
Nothing besides, so when you finish a level, it goes into like a scrapbook, like a screenshot of the image goes into a scrapbook, and it's like, hey, my first room. And
Wait, does it actually say like that? Does it?
like underneath the picture, you handwrite in my first room, yay. And then you move on to your first apartment, and it's just straight up, you're there, click a box, start opening it and unpacking it. No narrative, no nothing. That's why I'm like, what else is this game going to offer me? What else is it going to tell me? Or am I just going to be sitting here being told that I can't put this in this drawer?
That kind of sounds more tedious than anything.
Like, it's not even like super tedious because in like a slightly like organizing fashion, it's like satisfying. But the limitations are what confuse me. And like the not lack of plot or narrative, but like the chosen form of it is like I haven't grasped what it is yet.
Do you think are you gonna keep going with it, or is this kind of like
I'm gonna keep going with it. I don't know. Like that's what I'm like. What else is it gonna do? What else? Where else is this game gonna go?
hopefully somewhere?
Yeah, you think so?
At least it was on Game Pass though.
At least it was on Game Pass.
So there's no like, God, I spent $20 on this and it's not even what I wanted.
Yeah, that made me really happy because I was like, I was on the Xbox store and I was like, I feel like purchasing a digital game. What do I want? And I saw that under Game Pass and I said, oh my God, look at that. I get a game and I don't even got to spend no dollar.
I feel like buying a digital game and oh my God.
Oh my God. And so here it is. And it's not what I thought it was. What's going on there? Why just let me put the Game Boy on the bed. Just let me do it.
Yeah, that would
It's weird.
That is weird. It is also knowing what the game is now. When you were saying, when I thought it was moving out, and you were like, so you're unpacking someone else's life. I was like, well, yeah, but now that seems that's like weird.
I have no idea.
That is not like clue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like your character, if you will.
Yeah, I know nothing. I only know what this person has in their life at whatever point in time.
All right, that was unpacking.
Yeah.
Not moving out.
There's a lot to unpack.
Anything else you want to add? I'm kind of I got nothing else. It's like we were saying, it's a weird time right now because we're not going to really be starting a lot new.
Yeah.
Right now it's kind of, all right, let's get ready for Game of the Year. It's like this episode, next episode are probably going to be on the shorter side. And then don't worry, we'll make up for it with Game of the Year. That's going to be a big one.
Game of the Year, co-stream, Game Awards.
Yeah, don't forget that. Twitch.tv/Offshore Gamescast. Go follow. I've learned I'm starting to learn my different platform terms.
Go and subscribe on Twitch.
Yeah, you see, because I have like the YouTube mindset in my head. So like I think of when I said subscribe, I thought like follow us. Mm-hmm. Like you'll be alerted when we're live, not like give us money.
You remember like the good days from like 2007 YouTube where it's like comment, rate, and subscribe. Now there's likes and dislikes, and now they won't even show you the dislikes.
You don't even know how many dislikes you have.
Yo, what the fuck's going on with this world? This fucking America that I got here. What's going on with this America that I fucking grew up in? When I was a kid, we could see how many dislikes, and that really helped us out in figuring out if COD was going to be good this year or
not. Yeah, it's a weird time right now. I'm very excited to co-stream the Game Awards.
I know. It's going to be so boring in like the middle categories as we're just waiting for the next world premiere.
Oh, yeah. Well, if I remember, they do kind of like, all right, we're going to play like an orchestra, blast some categories, then we'll get back.
Yeah.
That's going to be a little like, all right, let's get, because I'm frustrated with this year's nominations. I don't agree with a lot of them.
I saw a fucking article that was like, hey, Cyberpunk is nominated twice for some reason. And it's like, well, yeah, it counts. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's just how.
Just because you didn't like it, bitch. Like, you know, it counts.
Bitch. Yeah. Let's move on to news.
All right.
I got something for you.
Yeah. It better not be a delay.
It's not a delay.
I got a few of those.
There were some delays.
Yeah.
Sony, they're cutting their PS5 production because of shortages. They wanted to within the year have 16 million by March 2022. It's gonna be 15 million ish now.
Ooh.
Well, when it's only that many, that's a big cut of the pie. They're already hard enough to get. I have a friend who's been trying to get one for their fiance for like months. Ooh, maybe I should do something with that because that person I think listens to the show and I think it's a surprise.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Fuck it. Let's leave it. Let's spoil the surprise.
Good luck, Jake. You're getting a PS5.
Yeah, you know me with my friends, Jake.
Editor Jake.
Editor Al is no longer with us.
No, he's Jake now.
But
Look,
yeah,
man, you could have just been like me and gotten one when it came out.
Well, I did.
Touche.
I got one.
Come on, Jake.
But these chip shortages are bad. They continue to be bad.
And don't leave me with no salt and vinegar shit, you know?
Well, you can't even get sour cream and onion anymore.
No, that's a sin.
Well, exactly, the shortages. They only could make 15 million bags.
Oh my god.
That was it. It just sucks. I wonder if this is going to start impacting, like, hey, we want to make this game just for, like, the PS5 or just for the Xbox Series because it's, like, too big for the previous ones. But we're not selling it. There's not enough out there. Like, I wonder if that's affecting the timeline of that stuff at all.
Maybe. Hard to say. Because, like, that would make sense, like, in a way. But then again, any time that these companies, like, release their game also on last gen, it sucks. 90% of the time it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, just stop making games.
Altogether.
Yeah.
No more games.
Or do we just keep this as the last generation?
Maybe it will be. We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. Gaming is heading towards like fucking Game Pass on everything anyway, so
Yeah.
that's where we're going.
Yeah.
I could see Nintendo being the last ones still putting out like consoles and hardware.
The last thing they put out before they go out is just one more deck of cards. They're like, all right, peace. And it's going to be one deck of cards. It's going to be worth like $10 trillion and stop the world's debt or whatever.
You got any news over there?
Yeah, you know, Quantic Dream?
No.
You remember them?
Yes.
We got some rumors spitting out that their alleged Star Wars game that they're working on.
I forgot about that. You told me that earlier this week.
It's going to be called Star Wars Eclipse.
Yeah. Like, I'm in.
I
was in for the next game by them anyway, but
yeah,
I'm in.
I'll take it. Give it.
I hope this
Those
is like
games are great.
I hope this is good and it's like successful because it would be cool to see that studio like take on actual IPs and like make stories within them.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
They're like Telltale on roids.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're like the much bigger and more fleshed out Telltales.
Yeah, like if Telltale was like AA, Quantic Dream's like quadruple A.
And their like partnership or whatever they have with Sony is done now, right? So is this going to be also on Xbox?
I don't know.
I thought that was a thing.
I don't remember. Watch them just fucking buy them.
Well, that's how it is nowadays.
Yeah. Those are some good games. I want to play Detroit again.
Let's talk about
Connor. Fuck are you doing? Coming, Lieutenant.
Coming, Mr. Krabs.
28 stab wounds. Now that's a lot of damage.
Let's talk about some Xbox games. There were some leaks about a couple exclusives over there. One of them from Compulsion Games who did We Happy Few. This is called Midnight. The report came from Windows Central. It's going to be a third-person single-player story-driven game.
Okay.
And there was some artwork came out with it, I think. But yeah, that's.
What does it look like?
They showed I'm honestly right now I can't remember if it was for Midnight or if it was for this next one, codenamed Pentiment from Obsidian.
Ooh.
This is apparently a small. This came from Jeff Grubb. I think it was. They said 12-person team within Obsidian, so a smaller one. But it's gonna be murder mystery, player decisions, like accusing other characters, narrative RPG. They say it's gonna be it's gonna be like a narrative RPG that's more focused on like narrative decisions than combat. It was in the IGN thing I was reading. They cited Disco Elysium as kind of like a inspiration, if you will, or like something to look at with it. So yeah, a couple Xbox exclusives. Xbox is gonna, with their studios and everything, they're gonna start coming.
Yeah.
With their heavy hitter exclusives. We're getting there.
Just give me Fable. It's all I care about.
Yeah, Fable and what's the other one? That was kind of like Fable.
What?
The sword magic.
Also, that's Obsidian. That's Avowed.
Oh, okay. That's Obsidian. Okay.
That's Obsidian's
Avowed,
Skyrim.
Yeah. I'm excited for that too. But that would.
And Outer Worlds too. But
also excited for that.
Look, just Fable, man. Get classic. Make a.
Yeah. I mean, really, that's yes.
Make a young boy happy and give him some Fable. Love the Fable games.
You're not a young boy anymore. You're a big man.
I'm always gonna be a young boy. If you look into my eyes, you can tell I'm a young boy.
Doesn't young boy like mean something else?
I don't know.
Doesn't that? I'm pretty sure that has a not great connotation.
Kids, don't Urban Dictionary anything. Speaking of Xbox, along with their thing, they got a whole bunch of backwards compat news, which hasn't happened in like 2 years. We got like 70 new games, including like the Fear and the Max Payne series.
Yeah, lot of backwards compatibility.
A lot of cool shit. Brought Skate 2 on there.
Yeah, but the servers are still going offline.
Whatever.
Is that a big deal? I mean, you played Skate, I haven't. So was that like a big deal for that game, or?
I don't know how important the servers are to like the game running. Like as long as you can still play single player, like the only multiplayer I played in those games was in 3.
Let's talk about Call of Duty Vanguard. They got some controversy going on right now.
What do we do?
In a zombie map. You mentioned this to me. There were on the floor.
Oh yes, I did mention this.
There are some pages of the Quran. That could just be like. Apparently, this is like highly offensive to Muslim culture. Like putting it on the floor.
Imagine the Bible on the ground,
right?
Or the American flag or some shit.
This was straight up just like pages on the ground that you could just walk on.
Yeah.
And like, why? Well, so Activision said, which we'll get to some more Activision stuff.
So like, what lore has the Quran on the ground?
Why? Like, how does that get like developed and then made into an asset?
Activision comes out and be like, I don't know, man. Nazis, they do crazy shit.
So it has been removed now. Activision apologized to the Muslim community and said that they're doing like an internal investigation and figure out how this happened so it doesn't happen again.
Sorry, we've been so busy trying to save our company from falling apart from sexual abuse and all this other stuff that we dropped the ball. Or Quran.
Yeah, it's just how does no one notice this? Like maybe, I guess. I mean, there's no good case.
It's just a game. It's just a game.
There's no good case scenario here, but I guess best case is that there was just like one asshole, like rogue developer who was like, I'm going to put this fucking in here. Yeah. Worst case is it just got approved. It was like, yeah, whatever. Do what you want.
Imagine like being so mad that you do like the extra work of like putting that in the game.
That's what like, how does it happen?
I'm so mad. I'm going to take the next 2 weeks of just my life
and just insult the whole Muslim community. Like, what?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
What if no one found it? What if not a single person ever found it, and you were just like, you're on your deathbed, and you're like, I did it!
It would have been.
It was me!
It would have been found at some point.
So, it's pretty much official that Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be an Xbox and Microsoft exclusive.
Yeah, it's not like official,
but they pretty much said it without stamping it.
Yeah, Mr. Big Daddy Phil.
Got my piles of money with the dollar signs on it. Big Daddy Phil.
Yeah, there's a British GQ interview. He compared it to Starfield, basically. So, like, yeah, I see it as, like, the same thing as Starfield. Same case.
Goddamn.
Which is... Starfield is going to be an Xbox and PC exclusive.
Crazy. Literally crazy.
This kind of is a...
They playing the long game. Xbox playing the long game.
Yeah, they've been playing... Like, it was pretty much Phil Spencer got his position.
Yeah.
And he has... I'm sure there's a lot more people, like, doing stuff, too.
Yeah.
They're like, but, man, Phil Spencer, like... It feels like he really turned Xbox around.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's a very likable person, too.
Just look at him. You don't just get the nickname Daddy Phil.
Not anyone can get that nickname.
Not anybody.
All right, let's talk a little bit more about Activision Blizzard here. They're in lawsuit problems that have been ongoing. We're not talking about like every week.
Yeah.
There's like an update every week, but this one feels pretty big. Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick?
Who doesn't fucking matter how you pronounce his fucking name?
Fucking
rat face shitty dick.
Rat face shitty dick.
Yeah.
Also known as.
Yeah.
He apparently knew about previous sexual harassment, sexual assaults. Didn't disclose that information to the board. Didn't fire Bunting, who did the sexual harassment. He was advised after an investigation happened to fire him. And he was like, nah. Put him through some training and then he's good.
Yeah.
So he didn't get fired. Also, Jen O'Neill, who was... she was kind of put in a position... I don't remember the exact title. Yeah. But it was part of, like, we're trying to diversify things. She said, so she left. She parted with the company after being in that position for about 3 months.
Yeah.
Because she said she was basically, like, tokenized as, like, see, we have a female. She was being paid less than her male counterpart. In the same exact position. Paid less.
And they wouldn't offer it to her until she left.
Yeah, she left, and then they, like... It's just... I feel like it's harder to be this way. To, like, be so unfair. Is that not more... like, these two people in the same position. Pay them equal money.
Yeah.
It's so simple. There was a walkout. Because they want Bobby Kotick, what'd you call him? Shitty-ass rat face?
Yeah, rat face shitty dick.
Yeah, there it is. There's a call for him to resign from his position. Instead, the board is like, nah, we're confident in him. We're going to back him. So it just, boy, dude, it goes deep.
These massive video game companies, they see so many other companies just walk out and their problems. Mm-hmm. And like, honestly, is it hard? Is it that hard to be like a good person?
Apparently.
How?
I don't know
hard?
If it's like power and money just get to people and it changes them or something.
How do you not want to use that for good? How do you not want to just be a good person?
I don't know.
Like,
PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan talked about the situation apparently in an internal email with employees. Basically, I'm not going to go into quotes, but he's saying like he was shocked to see the reports, said that they're Activision Blizzard, they're not doing enough, that it's disheartening, like, and it's like I find that good that other big people are like, because this was not supposed to be like a public thing from him.
Yeah. So
like, it's not necessarily a PR stunt.
Yeah.
It's just more like, yeah, this is fucked. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't be this way. It's like, hopefully, it sucks that we're hearing more about this on one hand because it means like this shit is happening.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, the more it's out there and talked about, hopefully we can actually come to some good change within the industry, because
God knows how fucking much shit happens behind closed doors.
yeah, and we love video games. It's like essentially it's a very large portion of our lives, and not just us, but a lot of people. And it just sucks that
it's the number one highest grossing form of media entertainment.
Yeah, and it sucks that the industry is this way. Not as a whole, but a lot of it is.
For the majority's stake, it's so extremely toxic.
And it sucks, because it shouldn't be.
No.
But hopefully we're getting there.
Yeah.
Hopefully the more that this is like stuff is spoken about, that we'll...
Man, think about if you were in that position. You're a CEO with a shit ton of power, and you got like $100 million in your fucking stock bank account. Would you not just be like, I'm going to take half of that?
That's a lot of millions.
And just divide it under everyone below me.
I mean, I just...
Imagine how happy you would still be and how happy every other person is now.
I don't remember if it was Activision Blizzard or if it was EA. I feel like it was one of the two. But they had like massive, I think it was EA. They had massive layoffs. Mm-hmm. Or maybe it was Ubisoft. It was one of these big ones.
Yeah.
They had massive, like a bunch of people got fired. And then it was coming out like, yeah, this CEO got this huge bonus.
Yep.
And it's like, does that CEO really need that huge bonus?
Yep, right?
Like,
and then you got fucking the Nintendo guys being like, yeah, I'm going to take a pay cut so everyone else can be happy.
Yeah, like, it's just...
But then I'm also going to do Nintendo ass shit.
Yeah, there's Nintendo ass shit. But it's like, if I'm in that position, I don't think anyone should, like, listen, we all like money. We all want money.
If you
we
all
like it.
But if you got $100 million and you're having trouble spending $50 million, you don't need the other 50.
Yeah, if you have 100, that's just an example, $100 million, and you're about to get like a $25 million bonus, or
I'll just give $25 million to those people,
and maybe not fire a bunch of people and keep people employed and like let them still support themselves, their families, whoever.
How about take some of that money and put it towards these games that actually have promise instead of canceling them because they don't work your way because we're not getting more money.
Also, that which would help people keep their jobs.
These shareholders are like, I'm going to give you $100 million. 80 million is supposed to go to this game, and they're like, gotcha, 20 million to the game, 80 million to me. Got it.
Yeah, it's just
I'm gonna go do something really bad now.
It's like it's some sort of unwritten rule that you can't have a lot of money and also care about people. Like it feels like you hit a certain threshold and you're just like, I don't care about people anymore.
Fucking trash.
All right, what else you got over there?
Take-Two with their Private Division, dude. You know Private Division?
No, I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, you do. They're like the sub-publisher of Take-Two.
No.
They helped publish with Outer Worlds initially.
Okay.
All right. Well, they just bought Ollie dev Roll 7, who's currently working on Ollie World.
I don't know Ollie.
You know Ollie?
No.
It's a good set of games. It's like a momentum-based like 2D platformer on a skateboard. It's a whole skateboard thing. Skateboard Worlds, Ollie. Now Ollie World's coming out, like open world weird skateboard. I don't know, but they've been
I like skateboarding.
Purchased. They are now technically under, I think, 2K Take-Two, whatever it is.
2K Take-Two,
same shit.
Private Division.
Yeah.
Ollie.
Oli.
Game Awards stuff came out. All the nominations did. I'm not going to go through all of them because that would be a lot.
I know, I haven't voted yet.
I haven't voted yet either. I will just mention the Game of the Year nominations, which are Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village.
Which, I think I know who I would pick based off my opinions right now.
Based off my opinions right now, I know who I'd pick from that group too. I also disagree with a lot of that group being up there for Game of the Year. I know it's all subjective and stuff, but
yeah,
personally, I
agree.
Yeah, like I would have an almost completely different set of games up here, I think.
Yeah.
But those are the Game of the Year nominations. There's a whole bunch of other nominations. There's too many to go through all of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, fan voting is open.
I'll have to do that at some point.
Me too.
You want to talk about some delays? We got some delays.
I know one of them.
Oh, I'll start with the lesser known. 6 Days in Fallujah delayed to 2022.
Was that
That's that like super dark realistic military game that they've been talking about for like 5 years?
Yeah, people weren't happy about something. Wasn't it like
people haven't been happy with this game since day one?
Yeah, didn't something happen where like it wasn't accurately representing something or like painting certain people in a bad light, and it was like this isn't realistic.
Remember.
There was something with that. I don't
just
remember
want to play it. Maybe it'll come out next year.
A bigger delay. Saints Row got delayed. Was gonna come out February 25th. Now August 23rd of next year.
Which sucks.
Yeah, but they put out a whole thing basically like it's a lot of like polishing and like making sure the game is like ready to go. It really feels like since Cyberpunk happened that this is happening a lot more now, which it is going to be better for the game once it comes out, but it also sucks when it's something you're excited for and then it's further away.
Right now, that month, all I can think of is fucking Horizon for me. I know Elden Ring comes out.
Elden Ring too.
I wonder if they were like, Elden Ring got delayed, and they were like, we can't compete with that.
It was going to be the same exact day.
Are you kidding me?
Even though they're hitting very different audiences.
We need polish to fix this game, guys.
Do you have anything else? I think that was all I got.
I got notable game releases.
Oh, right.
That thing that we don't remember on your half every week.
I've remembered every single time.
You want me to hand my phone back and... No, you have my dock up if you want to bring my dock and then go back and forth with that.
You got it.
All right, I got it. We got notable game releases for this week. Starting with, we got Warhammer Age of Sigmar Tempest Fall coming November 17th to PC VR and possibly to Oculus, maybe next year. I could not get a accurate when that's happening.
There's so many different Warhammer things, always.
Well, this seems kind of cool. Next, we got Battlefield 2042, fully releasing November 19th for PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, and Xbox One. I don't know.
Are you going to play that?
Maybe far down the line when it's cheaper, because there's no way I'm spending $60 on a multiplayer-only thing.
Yeah, especially, we've talked about it on the podcast, but...
Oh my god, I fucked up. It's all right.
What did you do? Did you go out of order?
Yeah, but apparently I put this one in out of order. Whatever. Also coming out November 19th, we got Nerf Legends.
Okay.
PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, and Switch. Also coming November 19th. Pokemon, Brilliant Diamond, and Shining Pearl. Coming to Switch.
That's got to be, at least in our realm of thoughts.
Absolutely.
Like the last biggest release before Game of the Year stuff, right?
Probably for me, personally.
I don't have anything else before our Game of the Year, so...
Yeah. Skipping back a little bit. November 18th.
Ooh.
Coming to PC and PS5, we get that Kid Amnesia thing.
Oh, the what band was that? Was that Radiohead? Yeah.
So there's that.
Right. I don't know. I'm not exactly a big Radiohead fan, so I don't know if this is going to do anything for me.
It's Pokemon for me. And on November 23rd, we get the PC, PS5, and PS4 release of Death's Door.
Yeah, play that game. That's a good game.
That is a really good game.
That one's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. I like that game a lot.
It's cool that other people can play it now.
Absolutely.
It's always good. All right. Anything else you want to add? Because this is this was a shorter one. Like I said, this week and probably next week are going to be shorter episodes just because not a lot new coming out right now.
A lot of catch up.
We're playing a lot of catch here.
Yeah. But it's all in the pursuit of happiness.
Why else would you play catch?
Will Smith.